Okay, well, that's just going to be in there. Survivor Specialist Phil and Alexa are back. And Alexa moved into a new apartment, so hopefully she has really cool internet now. That's beside the point. It's prop bet time for Survivor Heroes.
I was about to brag about my new apartment. Oh, my God.
Oh, you want to do it? Go.
Yeah, no, look at this clear lighting. I'm not even using my Ethernet cord. I don't even know where the router is because it's so far away because my apartment is so massive. Okay, now let's talk about the prop bet game.
Well, first, I wanted to also draw attention, like, Alexa moves into a new apartment, and it's like one of those where, like, you get, like, a better vision of her, and, like, all of a sudden her clothes are nicer, everything, you know. Normally, she's wearing these, like, little, like, hokey shirts, but now she's got this. What was it?
It's actually Burberry, which
Burberry.
This is not sponsored. This is a non-sponsored podcast. But
it's okay. We can still talk about it anyway.
But it's totally fine. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to start dressing nicer. We're going for a rebrand with this new apartment because now I'm so poor. But that's besides the point.
That doesn't matter as long as we're sitting here with this. If you haven't noticed, if you go over to iTunes, Alexa fixed up all the logos. I don't know if that was live for last time, but all the logos are fixed up. Everything actually now says Phil and Alexa. Will is not dead, but Will is not here.
Within the context of this podcast, he is not. He is dead.
Yeah, in context of this podcast, but who knows? We'll see what goes on with Will.
Have you talked to Will? He might be dead.
Dude, I talk to Will way too often. But, you know.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
It is what it is.
On top of that, in the context of rebranding, yeah, we got the iTunes all figured out. And as maybe 4 of you have noticed, we have launched a Facebook page. So for those of you who are not super active on Twitter, we have our Twitter account connected to our new Facebook page. Same thing, Survivor Specialist, Phil and Alexa, same logo, same banner. You can find us really easily. So give us a like on that. And we have our Twitter connected. So anything that we tweet, you'll be able to see it on Facebook. We'll probably still keep our comments to the YouTube videos and to Twitter. But if you just want to keep tabs on us via Facebook, that's a new way to do it. So give us a like. We'll tweet out the link, which is definitely a conflict of interest between Facebook and Twitter after this.
But, yeah, and that's another good thing. Our Facebook, seriously, is only going to have our tweets for now. But in the future, there may be some nicer things that Phil and Alexa can do so you can actually hear our fully thought-out thoughts. I have, and I'm going to spoil this now, but I have written a 44-page opus on how I feel about the Dan Barry thing, whatever. I can't say. I'm out of my mind right now. How I feel about that. So I swear, you guys are going to get to read the nonsense after listening to the nonsense, and it's going to be so much better. It's going to be on there at some point. I don't know if Alexa even knew that, but I didn't know she was going to mention the Facebook page. So, hey, here we are.
I did not know that the Dan Barry opus was going – plot twist, game-changing twist.
Yeah.
Was going to be 44 pages. But, yeah, now that we're talking about it, Phil and I are kind of – we'll be soft launching – sort of our own like articles kind of based on what we talked about. We don't have exact ideas of what we're doing yet, but Phil, has his rant about Dan. We both are absolutely in love with Survivor Dan and Watson. We've talked about doing, co-writing an essay together about how amazing it is and how if anyone thinks any other season is better, that they're wrong. I have a couple things that I want to talk about.
But,
we had a good thing going and now it's just ruined.
Okay,
that being said, how to ruin things.
Is the only thing on there. Even if the Dan Barry thing is the only thing you ever get to see.
You totally stole my thunder.
Well, I had to.
That Dan Barry thing, it's probably going to be too long for a Facebook post.
I post a link to it. Come on, Alexa.
I know that.
It's also give or take 40 pages on how long it actually is. But,
see, now Phil's exaggerating. Yeah.
I've never done that in my life.
Ever. That being said, should we go into the prop bet?
Yeah, let's go into the prop bet. And this time I'm actually going to give the rules beforehand because we forgot to do that on the boot list.
The boot list, which has 175 entries just on the YouTube comments. So thanks for everyone for hopping on that. We're super pumped about it.
Yes, and if you haven't entered yet, get your entries in by Sunday, September 24th at 9 a.m. or something.
9 a.m. Eastern. How about that?
9 a.m. Eastern. I was going to say 9 a.m. Pacific because then it's no longer the morning on the East Coast, and that's part of, But anyway, we could do 9 a.m.
Well, CBS operates on East Coast time, so I'm afraid they're going to drop it at 10 a.m. East Coast time, and then people are going to scramble for 2 hours and then cheat.
So pretty much it's like if you don't get it in, if it says like the 24th, I might not even look at it. I'm just saying.
Phil and Alexa will be watching football that Sunday and will not be reading not be reading food lists.
Currently missing the Green Bay Packers Atlanta Falcons game as a diehard. Congrats. Why didn't we talk about the Patriots last week, Alexa? Huh? Why didn't we talk about them last week?
You didn't bring them up. I was waiting for you to shove it in my face that we lost, but you didn't.
No, because I had to make sure the Lions were going to win first, and I had a really rough day. But as a diehard Lions fan, if anybody just wants to keep posting little updates in there, I swear I'm not looking at NFL.com the whole time Alexa's talking. Anyway.
Yeah, I actually have the Emmys on behind you, and then I actually do have the Packers game on my iPad, which I'm probably going to close because I really care about this.
Yes, exactly, and you don't want to ruin the stream. Prop bet. Okay, prop bet you can enter up until the premiere, pretty much up until it actually airs, because you can't really cheat at the prop bet. Anybody who's not familiar with the prop bet game, here's how it's going to work. We've always had it with 20 people in the past. This season's cast only has 18 people. There is an example in the little comment thing, the summary. What's that called? The description of the video. That's what it's called.
The word.
There it is. So there's an example in there. It's in alphabetical order by tribe, so don't think that it's mine or Alexa's. You can't copy off of us. Here's how it works. You have 36 points between these 18 people. There's 18 bets. You have 18 castaways. You have to use each castaway once, and you give it either a 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points. 3 points means you're extremely confident. 1 point means you're not extremely confident. But the twist is you can only use 1, 2, or 3, and it has to equal out to 36 points, which means that if you were going to do the same number for all of them, you would use 2 for all of them. So make sure it adds up to 36, because most of you don't. Not most of you, but there's a lot of you who don't make
you assume that.
Don't make sure it adds up to 36. Make sure it adds up to 36. Also, and I just made this mistake and was yelling at myself as I was trying to figure out who I was missing. If you go, make sure, if you're going to post it, make sure you use each person. Because I just realized that I had Chrissy twice and was missing Lauren. So make sure you use each person. We're going to run down the props. We're going to, by the way, the winner is doubled and the most confessionals in the premiere is doubled. You still only put 1, 2, or 3, but those are doubled. That's what we did last year. So, Alexa, I don't know if you remembered because I didn't bring that up.
I didn't think that was mentioned, so that's fine.
But we did it last year, and when I was looking at the description, I was like, it kind of does make it a little bit more fun because those are the things that only happen once. Actually, we only did it for the winner, so it's only for the winner. Take that back. If you listened, cut that. Only for the winner. Only for the winner. So that one's doubled because that's like the most important one anyway. So we'll run through the props real quick. We cut out Sierra's mom, obviously, because if you bring up
if someone brings up Sierra's mom, we'll add that to the drinking game.
We'll high five or something. Okay. Yeah, and then we also cut out last vote red because honestly it was a pain in the butt and it wasn't that much fun. It actually always ended up just being more of like a, okay, cool. So we kept in pretty much everything else. Nothing's really changed. We're going to roll down this. We're going to start it off. Number 1 prop bet is the winner. This is the doubled one. So when you go down this list, you go 1 through 18. You just put, winner, person's name, amount of points you're betting on it. For me, I'll start it off. My winner is Allie. I said that. I'm hedging my bets because in the other game, in the bootless game, I put Desi. I'm putting Allie. I'm putting 3 points since it could be doubled. If she doesn't win, it is what it is. But I'm putting Allie as my winner pick for this one.
Is Allie your formal winner pick for both the prop bet game and overall? I know you mentioned that at the beginning. You're kind of going back and forth. Do we want to make a power statement right now?
I'll wait until the fantasy game.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm keeping this on edge, and we're doing the Eliminator game again too. Somebody commented and said, "Are you doing the Eliminator game?" We're doing that again.
Yeah. I
that one's really fun. I dominated. Thank God for me last year. We would owe $400 because of Will's wording and your.
We are going to be editing the rules of the Eliminator game this year.
Well, it's only you and me this time because last time last time everybody who was in it was because of Kickstarter.
Oh, that's a good point. But still.
So just saying, Alexa.
Just saying. So
who you got?
For my winner, I'm rolling with my winner pick. I'm sticking with Desi. I have her at. Oh, what was your confidence level for Allie?
I put it at 3 because we can double. If you win, that one's doubled. So I figured I might as well go for broke.
Might as well shoot your shot. Okay, I put Desi at 2. I remember winner. I had a difficult time with on the Game Changers prop at 2 because the winner. I was gonna put her there just because she's my winner pick, but otherwise she hits so. There are a lot of people here who I think hit a lot of these prop bets. But, like you said, she's my winner pick. I got to roll with her.
And how many points did you put? Because was it 2 or 3?
I gave her 2.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So I don't disagree with that. I just didn't want to put my same winner for each. I did that with Michelle, which was great because Michelle ended up winning. But then
that turned out perfectly fine.
Yeah, but then I did it again during Millennials versus Gen X, and Brett didn't win. So and Chris, with that I did Brett and Chris, and then Adam came in and was like, "Yo, I thought I was your guy's boy. Like you said that you liked."
Brett was your winner pick?
Yeah, I had Brett and Chris as my 2. So yeah, just all right. Second prop is hashtag blindside. So this means when they get booted, the hashtag blindside pops up on screen as they get voted out. It's not if we think it's a blindside or somebody mentions it's a blindside. It has to say hashtag blindside. Who you got?
Just a heads up, you've been cutting in and out. Can you speak one more time?
Am I cutting in and out?
Okay, there you go. Who you got? I read your lips. I didn't hear, but you're better now. You're all good.
Okay.
Hashtag blindside. I have Ashley, and I have that at a confidence level of 3. Because Ashley, I really don't know what to do with her. She seems, and the reason I put her at hashtag blindside and the reason I have her at such a high confidence level is not necessarily because of her, but more because of who the producers choose to put hashtag blindside with. A lot of times those people aren't really that blindsided when they do that hashtag. And Ashley is someone who appears to carry herself very confidently. And that's someone who producers are going to love taking down when she goes down. That's my reasoning for putting Ashley at hashtag blindside.
And I have very much the exact same reasoning, but I have Joe with 2 because I don't think Joe's going to win this game. But if Joe's going to get booted, I feel like Joe's going to be playing a loud, aggressive game. And he's going to think he's in control. And when he goes, it's going to be a shocking vote for him. He's going to be surprised when he goes home. So I got Joe as my hashtag blindside. I got 2 points on that.
That's great. Actually, this is a really good segue. Can we go down to the third one? I can bring it up.
That's where we were going to go. Hidden immunity idol.
Beautiful.
So this means they find a hidden immunity idol out on the island.
So that being said, I have Joe finding a hidden immunity idol. You said he's going to play a really loud game. This guy's saying he wants to play like Tony. And if he's going to play like Tony, he's probably going to find a hidden immunity idol. And so there's a little bit of that. And on top of that, if it's anything like Game Changers, there's a lot of idols floating around. So there's a lot of people who can get them. So I have Joe finding a hidden immunity idol, and I have 3 points on that.
Wow, look at Alexa go. Also, quick tip here, because we used to mess it up, and a lot of people mess it up. When you're adding these up, if you want to make sure it's going to equal out to 36, make sure you have the same amount of 1s and the same amount of 3s. That's all you got to do, because as long as you have that and everything else is a 2, that means everything's, the average is 2. So perfect. So just make sure you have the same amount of 1s and 3s. My hidden immunity idol, I have Jessica, who I had 4th in the bootless game. I don't know. I think I really like Jessica. I watched Jessica be like an absolute train wreck disaster of a player. But I really like Jessica, and I have her only with 1 point on this. But I think Jessica, they really are playing her up as she wants everything while she's out there. She wants the blind side. She wants this. That was like her big thing in this preseason intro on CBS. CBS is picking and choosing what we see. And I don't want to look too far into it, but something tells me this could be a girl who goes out there, plays this game, and is constantly having everything happen. Swaps, getting screwed by swaps, finding an idol, having an idol played on her maybe, getting blindsided or being part of a huge blindside. I could see her really going out there, finding an idol, and she's a hustler. So, oh wait, no, she's not a hustler.
No, she's a healer.
She's a healer. She's a healer, but she's really a hustler. I mean, she obtained her doctorate in nursing before the age of 28. Like, come on. She's a hustler. She just happens to be on the healer's tribe.
And healers and heroes are fairly similar, like in terms of words. So maybe she's all 3. She's outwit, outplay, outlast. Heroes, healers, hustlers. Wow, that's such a mouthful. Cool. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, so the fourth one is we'll get 10 or more votes against them, and this includes votes that are negated by idol play. So if, let's say, when Jen got booted in Worlds Apart, that was 6 votes or something that were offset. She would have went home. Those votes still count. So in this situation, even if the person ends up going on to win the game and never actually has a vote cast against them, because every time they play an idol, it ends up being that they get 0 votes. As long as votes are cast, it counts. So any votes negated by an idol still counts. So it's 10 or more votes. And in this one, I have Ben with 2. Because I feel like Ben is going to be a target often. If he comes out as likable, he's still going to be a target. If he doesn't come out as likable, he's going to be a target. I feel like Ben is going to get a lot of votes and really be a target for most of this game. And maybe he finds an idol or 2 and he's able to play them and save himself a few times, because I do think he's pretty sly. But I also think that then he's in trouble after that. So those votes are still going to count for him, even if he plays an idol. So I have Ben 2 points.
So kind of like our hashtag blindside, I have the exact same reasoning, but I have a different hero. I have Alan. Exact same reasoning. He's a big guy. He's going to get a lot of votes, especially if he makes the merge. Everyone's going to be going for him. And he's probably going to last a long time. And the people who last a while usually have a lot of votes thrown at him. So I have Alan. I have only 1 point on him. What do you have for Ben?
I had 2. And the whole thing with this one is too, like 10 plus votes. That could mean like the merge boot. That could just be you. There's 13 people at this merge. You could go into the merge and get 10 votes easy. It could be a 10-3 boot. So like that could all happen at one time. And somebody like Ben could be a target right at the merge. I almost put JP here, but then I ended up just deciding on Ben and I put JP elsewhere. So
stay tuned to see where JP went.
Yeah.
So for the 5th one, so just the opposite of 10 plus votes, so the 5th one we have whoever gets less than 5 votes. So we're not including the number 5, correct?
No, we do include the number 5.
Oh, we do? Okay, so 5 or less votes at you.
Yes.
So who do you have for that, Phil?
So this one, I've actually gotten this one right a lot of times. Because this one's always interesting where like on these small tribe starts, you have 6 people who are on this tribe. So the first person who gets voted out, even if it's unanimous, they're actually going to fall into this as only 5 votes. And if these tribes stay together and the first tribe that loses twice, it might be a 5 vote and a 4 vote. And there's 2 people who are gone, 18 and 17, but they got less than 5 votes. So I actually went Simone on this because I'm pretty low on Simone. I put 3 points on her for this. And the other reason I put Simone here is because if Simone doesn't go early, or if she does go early, that's great. She's only going to get 5 votes or maybe 4 votes because she's going to be on this small tribe. If she doesn't go early, she's probably not going to be a target until it's a giant, like after the merge, she's not going to be a target at the beginning when it's a giant number. She's going to be a target when the number is getting smaller. And I think when Simone gets votes, it's going to be when Simone goes home. Like, I look at like the 10 plus votes. Ben could get votes every tribal council and not go home because people are just always targeting him. Maybe he rubs people the wrong way, something. But somebody like Simone, I think when they want Simone to go, she's going to get the votes to go. But I also think that that's either going to happen right at the beginning or it's going to happen super late.
So I almost put Simone here because of the first half of your argument, because she's on a small tribe at the beginning. And poor Simone, we just keep saying she's going to go out first. And hopefully for her, she doesn't. How confident were you on Simone?
I put 3.
You put 3. Wow. Okay. So this one, my person fell into this. I couldn't really decide who to put there. So I put Devin and I put a confidence level of 1. So I'm really not feeling good about this one. I didn't really know what to do with him because I really don't think he's going early. I really don't think he's making it to the exact end. So I guess the justification that I have for this is that he makes it to the middle of the merge. You know, he's in that group of guys that's probably going to get targeted because they're all super athletic once we hit the merge. And there's a lot of idols floating around. We've had a lot of people. We had someone go home without getting votes thrown at them. So he could get 1 vote and go home as a result of an idol. So I have Devin there, only 1 vote, only 1 tick. So that's where I have him.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it makes sense, but I think Devin's going to come out and be so loud that he's just going to end up getting a lot of votes. I feel like Devin's somebody who fits into the 10 plus. But I mean, what do I know? I know as much as you do. So
we know absolutely nothing.
There you go. So after that, the 6th one is we'll win individual immunity. So that's pretty straightforward. I mean, I don't think that needs more of an explanation. I have Katrina. She's an Olympian. Please, she's got to be better than Crystal was at challenges. I got Katrina. I put 2 points on it. I don't know. I feel pretty good about that one because I think Katrina's going to hit the merge. I think she's going to last a little bit. She was an Olympian. Like, come on. She's got to be thinking all over.
Phil, you could have said she was an Olympian and just absolutely left it at that.
I just want to keep saying it.
Did you know that there's an Olympian who's not Crystal Cox on the season? I really hope she does. Right now, the pool of Olympians is not great on Survivor. So really hope she can elevate that status.
Turn that around.
Because not enough good things happen to Olympians. You had what, 2 on? No, you had 3.
Yeah, 2. 2.
Okay. So for this one, I had JP, your boy JP. Put a level of 2 on this one. I'm really losing steam on JP. Everything that I've read about him, everything that like he's kind of said has just been very there and just very
bland.
That's a person who I may align with. So where I'm thinking he falls is he falls into an alliance and he rolls with that alliance for a little bit. But again, he's in this group of there are so many athletes on this season that I can't even say this group of strong guys, because all of these girls are athletes too. It's just a really, really intense group. So hopefully the challenges are up to par too. But anyways, I think JP will definitely win individual immunity. I definitely see him making the merge. He's up against some tough competition, but he's a firefighter. He's a strong guy.
Yeah, and what I find so interesting about this is, like, with the individual immunities, it's almost like become where it's not just based on strength. So, like, when I look at, like, Devin and Cole and even, like, somebody like Patrick, who's probably stronger, JP, I'm like, you know, Katrina has just as good of a chance as any of them to win. Really, any of them, like, they've made it so level on the playing field now that, like, anybody can go out and win, because a lot of it's down to a puzzle. So I see a lot of these big, strong guys, they're still viewed as these huge physical threats, but really, they hit the merge, they lose the first challenge, they get voted out anyway, and it's like, well, they probably weren't going to win that many challenges anyway.
Yeah, good point.
All right, what's after that?
Going on to our next one. This is the most confessionals in the premiere. So this was a little funky last time because we had a back-to-back episode premiere. This time it is only one episode on the premiere. So this is not how many confessionals overall. This is who has the most confessionals on the night of the premiere. Who do you have?
I think this is, like, easy. And because the thing is, somebody could tie and then there'd be two people who get it, but this is only going to one person. And if you have to bank on one person getting this on this season, it's Ryan. I mean, I think it's blatantly Ryan. I put 3 points on it. Like, I would be really surprised if it's anybody but Ryan. And even if somebody else ties Ryan, I'd be really surprised if Ryan is not the #1 confessional getter in this first episode. He's going to eat up so much airtime as just being the, oh my God, I'm wearing a turtleneck. How the hell did I get here? Like, he's going to eat up that's 3 confessionals right there.
Yeah, they're actually going to cut it. One confessional is just going to say, oh, the second is going to say, my God, etc. Yeah, I have Ryan as well. I have him at only 2. The reason I didn't give him 3 is because maybe if the first boot is just a flaming vortex of a mess, they could have more than him, but he was the first one that I wrote down.
Well, and the other,
no questions asked.
The other thing is, I think he's on the weakest tribe. Like, I think the Hustlers have a pretty good chance of losing that first challenge. And if they do, I mean, Ryan's going to be all over the map as, like, a huge, huge confessional person.
Yeah,
huge.
Absolutely. I think this one was very self-explanatory.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Here we go.
Here we go. Phil's favorite one.
The bane of my existence. The absolute worst thing for me. The one that I've never, ever, ever gotten right. I had somebody almost die on the show because I picked them for this. I had somebody else who sat out the challenge. Actually, I think I had 2 people who sat at the challenge. Everybody always gets booted early on this. It's the blindfold. It should be the easiest thing in the world. There's like 12 people every season who end up blindfolded, and I have not gotten it right once. Not one time. I always use logic. I always use all that stuff. This time I'm
toned down that logic.
This time I did. I toned down the logic, and I went, damn, that girl Chrissy, I really don't know where I'm going to put her. And I've created this feud between Chrissy and Ben already. Like, I've just created it out of nowhere, and I'm just rolling with it at this point. I mean, it can't not happen now.
Obviously.
But she's still going to be around. They're going to be like, oh, we have the numbers, but we don't want to sit Chrissy out. We'll let her play. She goes out. She's blindfolded. It's the happiest day of my life because I finally get this right. So Chrissy, blindfold, 2.
Only 2? Okay.
Yeah.
So Chrissy... I had Chrissy in a lot of spots. The only thing I'm nervous for you is you're looking at that tribe. You need a caller. She's very, very smart.
Oh, I had the caller once. Who was the caller? There was one. Oh, Michelle. I had Michelle as somebody who got blindfolded, and she was the caller.
She was the caller.
Like,
I'm thinking that Chrissy could be. I'm thinking they could put Chrissy as the caller.
I think Alan's the caller, though. Big voice. So? He's an NFL cornerback.
Oh, he's got a loud voice. Yeah, that's a good point. Voice. That's a good point. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
And that might be the challenge where you say, hey, let's sit out JP. Or, hey, let's sit out Katrina or something. Like, we don't really need that.
Because when you're blindfolded, it's more of a level playing field.
Yeah.
Level playing field.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in honor of you never winning the blindfold prop bet, this is actually not the only reason I picked Patrick. But
wow.
I picked your boy Patrick. I didn't really know where to put him. I have him at a level of 3 just because the odds are in my favor with that. And as I was writing him down, I kind of giggled to myself that Phil's never won this, and we're putting Phil's doppelganger on it. And that's all the explanation I need.
Thanks a lot, Alexa. I really appreciate that.
I really chuckled to myself when I was doing that one.
I have such a great reason for where I put Patrick. It's just gonna make everybody really just understand me.
Wow, you should write a 44-page article about that.
Yeah, I should.
Anyways, so on to the next one. This one, again, is very self-explanatory. Who do you think is going to make the jury?
Who's going to make the jury? I got Cole. I put 3. Big, strong guy. No way he wins the game. Not Devin. I don't think Cole will really rub anybody the wrong way too early, but I also think that they're going to boot him like once they hit the merge. And he's prime jury person, like just prime.
I did Cole 3 as well.
Yeah, I think that's easy.
This was I think I did this one right after I did Ryan.
Yeah, so like that's like I think that one I'm pretty confident on.
Yeah. Oh, this is a fun one. Go ahead.
This is the best one we ever did, and it actually happened.
Shout out to Troy-Zan Robertson.
And then Aubrey with the absolute goal.
Oh yeah, Aubrey tackled him. Aubrey could have been an NFL player with that.
They all listen to us. I know they do. They're all out there saying,
yeah,
"Wait,
you say you're not listening, but we know you are.
We know you are. We know some of you are hugging Probst because you know this is Hug Jeff." And we didn't have it happen. We almost took it out. And then last year we kept it in, and Troy-Zan did it. And I remember we blew up on this podcast. Like, that was amazing. I had Will texting me from freaking Fiji being like, oh, my God, Troy-Zan hugged her. Like, or hugged him.
Hugged him.
Doesn't matter.
What was so good about the Troy-Zan hug is because we didn't, at this point, we didn't know that Troy-Zan was a fan of ours. And, you know, he wins immunity and he looks at Jeff. And then he very slowly goes for the hug. Like, he's actively planning it. It was so, Phil and I lost our minds.
Yeah, and it was funny because then he comes on the podcast like, I still don't get why that was a big deal. And it's like, Troy-Zan, how do you not know?
Like, you were a big deal.
We thought you knew. Like, God, don't ruin us. We thought you knew everything.
I know. That would have been so much cooler if you planned it.
Oh, my God. So, anyway, I have Rourke. I put 1 point on it.
I almost put her there.
I don't really know what else to do with Rourke. And if anybody's going to be hugging Jeff, I think it's just going to be Rourke.
I was going to put Rourke, but I don't know if she's going to get far enough to be in a situation where she can hug him. That was what I thought. You put a 1 on her? Yeah, I put a 1 on this too. I put Jessica. Jessica seems very bubbly. She's here for the experience. She's having a great time. She seems like the person who, you know, something good happens to her and no one wants to hug her because she won individual immunity and they didn't, so she hugs our boy Jeff. There
you go. Also, I think that it's much more likely to only happen in the returning player seasons than these seasons, because these people, I feel like it takes a little while to warm up to Jeff, whereas in our returning player seasons, you're just like, screw it. You're pretty much a part of the family now, you know?
Yeah, we're basically best friends at this point.
I doubt we're seeing somebody tackle Jeff the way Aubrey did.
No, God, that was incredible. That was so awesome. Good. All right, next up we have someone sitting out 3 times. We had an interesting scenario in Game Changers where there were lots of people sitting out. They probably sat out, like 9 people in that challenge. So you have to sit out 3 times, and that can be a little difficult because obviously you can't sit out in consecutive challenges. So who you got for that, Phil?
Oh, I just want to give further explanation. It's for any reason. Like if it's a 2-person challenge and your person that you pick to sit out sits out, like that counts as a sit out. Like if it's a 1-person challenge, it counts. Like if it would have been Savage versus Jeremy versus Terry, everybody who sat out, that counts as 1 sit out. So 3 or more sit outs.
And if they do the food challenge where you can either go for individually or food, that counts. Yeah, that counts.
So I put Mike, and I think Mike clearly, and this is tricky because you got to hope they last long enough. And this was something interesting with Sari last year, where I put Sari for it, and she did end up sitting out 3 or more challenges, but it's risky because if she doesn't win, she goes home. So I put Mike here because I feel like this tribe that he's on, he's the weakest. Like it's pretty clear that he's the weakest, I feel like. So if they get up and they win the first challenge, Mike is sitting out either the reward or the immunity of that second challenge, like for sure. So I think Mike sits out 3 times. I also think that I feel like if there's like a swap and he ends up in on the tribe with numbers, he's going to sit out. So I don't know. I just have like a really good feeling that Mike, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Mike.
Okay, that's a pretty good answer. I have, how many points do you have on Mike?
2.
Okay. I went with Rourke on this, and I only put 1 on her. Kind of similar scenario in that in the grand scheme of this cast, I would say she's probably on the physically weaker side. I do have to assume that she goes pretty far, which I just said 5 minutes ago that I don't think she's about to do. But she's on a really athletic tribe, and especially in terms of the women, I would just put her on the lower tier of athleticism. So that's why I have her there. I think she might make the merge. So that's enough flips back and forth. And no matter how you flip it, she's probably still one of the weaker females on her tribe. So that's why I have her, and I only have 1 point on her.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, that's a tough one because with starting with 3 tribes and only 18 people, it's really hard because tribes just might never even get the upper hand. And with how many times they switch it up and everything. So next one is 10 or more confessionals in one episode. So this is one single episode with 10 or more confessionals. This happens a lot.
Oh, it was only in one episode?
Yeah, it's just one episode. You thought I meant overall?
Just keep going.
It was only
I can work with this.
It was only one episode. So who do you have, Alexa? Now I'm curious.
All right, so 10 plus confessionals, one episode with 3 points of confidence.
Oh, geez.
I have our boy Mike. I think, and I agree
with that.
I'm still decently comfortable with this now that I'm talking it out. We both said I don't think he's going to go super far, but I think he's going to go far enough where his boot episode is going to be his episode. It is going to be the Sandra boot episode. It is going to be the Mike show. This guy is a huge Survivor fan. Definitely read about their child's name and where that came from. It's so good. This guy's a big time Survivor fan. His wife says that he's a word vomiter, and word vomiters are really good in confessionals, and they probably get a lot of them. I'm actually very comfortable with picking Mike. I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, I have Devin, and I put 2 points on it. I think Devin, he's going to be loud, like no matter what. And I think Devin goes pretty far. And I could see Devin like being the merge boot who gets a lot of confessionals in that merge episode. Like I think last year Brad had 10 more or plus in an episode. I think Sarah had one of those episodes. I forget who else, but there's a lot of people who actually do get this that you don't even realize are getting it. But I think that Mike's a good pick. I put Devin because I just feel like Mike is more likely to sit out, and I didn't really know how I could fit Devin into all of this. So I put Devin.
I could not really figure out where to put Devin
because I wanted to put Devin for like over an hour in a challenge, but then I was like, he's like the kind of guy who I could see just being like, nah, I'm good. Like I'm done. You know, like when Shane yells at Jeff, like, hey, if you have a cheeseburger over there, I'm down. And Jeff's like, there's no food, and Shane just drops anyways.
All right, cool. Let's go on to the next one.
Go ahead.
Do you need more?
No, that's fine.
Oh, okay, cool. So this one says a phrase or word that results in a hashtag, and this does not count hashtag blindside. So this, what was the gastrointestinal issues, trust clusters, anything that this person says, and then it's immediately turned into a hashtag, that is going to be this person.
Yes. And it has to be like the quote. Like, yeah, it has to be like what they're saying. I went Alan here, and I put 2 points on it. I don't think Alan's going to be a quote machine, but like I could see Alan being the guy. Like, yeah, remember Lucy had a confession or had a hashtag. So like I could see Alan, like maybe he's not a quote machine, but he just
what
says
was her hashtag?
Tiger Mom.
Oh, forgot about
that.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, because everybody completely forgot about Lucy. But like I could see that happening. Where like they just put like he says one thing that's just like gold, and it's like, all right, cool, Alan. So I put Alan with 2. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. I went with only a vote of 1, but I kind of wish I went a little higher on it. I went with Katrina because I think she is a quote box. I think she's got some fun stuff to say, and I think she's going to stick around for a good amount of time. And so there's a lot of opportunity for her to say it. So that's my reasoning for Katrina.
And how many you have?
Just 1.
Cool. All right, the next one almost got cut, but it didn't. I have will be voted out, and then as they're leaving, not say a word to anybody before Jeff sniffs their torch. So this is somebody who like they get the votes, they just get up and walk out. Not Michaela, pretty much that. No words to anybody, not like thanks guys or whatever. After the torch is snuffed, they're done. So once the torch is snuffed, it doesn't matter anymore. So in that case, like if the torch gets snuffed and they turn around and they say good luck, like they've already had their torch snuffed. So this way we get rid of any confusion. I put Ashley here and I put 1 point. I'm so confused on Ashley, so that's why I just did it.
I actually almost put Ashley kind of for the same reason that I put her at blindside, because I think she carries herself very confidently. And so someone who's very confident is not going to turn around and be like, well, thanks for voting me out. How are you guys going to eat? I almost put it there. I put Lauren, and I put 3 votes of confidence on it. The 3 votes kind of just happened, but I feel like Lauren I think she carries herself very well, and I think she's very aware of herself. And so I think when she goes, whether or not she's at peace with it, probably not because she literally just got voted out. I think she's just going to go and meet her fate.
Yeah, I could see that. I think Lauren's a good pick here. Yeah, I don't know. This one's always hard because it's always people that are random that you just you really can't predict this one. The next one will last for over an hour in a challenge. This could be reward, this could be immunity, anything. It doesn't matter, but they will last for over an hour in an endurance challenge. And this is where I put Patrick because redheads have more of a pain tolerance than any other people. So
is that because you guys get made fun of so much?
No, that's not pain. Come on. That's like emotional pain. But really, redheads have this great like physical pain tolerance. It's unbelievable.
You know, my roommate was just telling me about that. She was telling my redhead roommate. Did you know that redheads, their blood clots either less or more than non-redheads? Like faster or slower? I
think it's faster.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
Like we can handle. No, I'm serious. Like it's a scientifically proven that redheads have higher pain tolerance.
I actually think that's interesting.
And that's why I've never felt pain in my life. So I will go and put Patrick because they're going to be standing up there doing some challenge. You got to like hold poles on the tops of your hands, and he's just going to be doing it and not even realize that he's even doing a challenge. He's just going to be out there for a Sunday stroll. So Patrick, 1 point.
Yeah, not even sweating, just like kind of munching on a coconut while he's at it.
He will be getting sunburned though. That's with absolute certainty.
He's already sunburned. Like, it's amazing. It's actually sad. So I have lasting 1+ hour in a challenge. I have your girl Allie because I'm thinking it's some kind of balance. It's some kind of endurance challenge. I think she's going far. I think she's making it submerged at the very least. You know, a lot of times women do fairly well in these endurance challenges, and she seems very athletic and she seems very headstrong, which is something you need in endurance challenges. And I have her with 2 points confidence.
Cool. Yeah, that can work. Allie or Patrick. I mean, those are my two. So, next one, will attend 10 or more tribals as a player. So this means like if you're on the jury, it doesn't count. You have to actually be in the game. So, you know, if you go to 8 tribal councils and then you end up on the jury, it doesn't count. But final tribal council does count if you're still in the game. So if you're sitting at the final 3, that counts as you going to a tribal. So it's 10 or more tribals. Who you got?
I have Ben. And for a very similar reason for why you put him at getting 10+ votes. I think he's going to last a while. There's a lot of tribe flipping. Now that I'm talking it out loud, I don't really see the Heroes tribe losing very much because I think they're wicked athletic. But I think Ben's going very far, and it's very easy to hit 10 tribal councils. I only have him at 1 vote of confidence, though.
Cool. Yeah, that'll work. I have Desi because I had Desi as the winner in the other thing, and I think Desi's bound to go deep in this game. And if she is, like, I could see her going to a lot. I mean, all of the post-merge tribal councils, that could be 10 right there if she sits at the final. So that's 10 tribal councils alone. Healers are probably going to lose at least 1 challenge. I mean, I don't know. I think that she goes to 10.
Yeah, for sure. Also, Desi, we haven't really talked about this, but she's the first, if not only, like confirmed recruit from this show. Someone DM'd her on Instagram, and that's how she got on here. So that's why I'm even more excited for her because she hadn't really watched. She says that she hasn't watched much of the show beforehand. Now she's watched a lot of it, and that worked out pretty well for Earl. So I'm pretty comfortable with her as my winner pick.
Okay. All right, next one.
Fun fact of the day. Second to last one. This person has a confessional in every episode that they're in. So as long as they're a player in the game, as long as they get a confessional, it could be 10+, it could be 1 for every single episode that they are an active player in. Who do you got?
I got Lauren, and I put 2 because I think Lauren has a chance to go early. And if she goes early, if she goes like first or second, she's going to get a confessional in both of those episodes. And I think Lauren has a pretty good chance to go early just because she might not fit in well on that tribe. So I don't see her going very deep. And as long as she doesn't go deep, even though she's a little bit quieter, I think that she gets confessionals in all those episodes.
Yeah, that's good reasoning. How many do you have on her? 2?
2.
Okay. I have Chrissy for this one, also 2 points. I'm really, really liking Chrissy the more I read about her. In her Heroes tribe, she, big quotes here, is the one who sticks out, not because she isn't a hero, but because, you know, we have football players, we have Olympians. So she's going to get I think she's going to get a lot of face time as a result of that. She's extremely smart. She's very aware of what's going on. All of her reads on people have been very accurate, just based on like the Hollywood Reporter articles I've been reading. I really like her. I think she's really going to be a focal point. She could be one of our narrators. And I have her at 2 points. I think she'll have a confessional every episode she's in.
Yeah. So I see that. I see that because she is going to have to explain her placement on the hero's tribe, which is like an automatic like 2 or 3 confessionals at the beginning. So I mean that could be her storyline throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so that's what I think.
I like that. Last one, the 18th one. It's will say an episode title. So every episode has a title. Who's going to say it? I put JP and I put 2 on this. I just didn't. This literally just fell into. I don't know who else. I didn't know where to put JP because I think that Cole is more likely to be on the jury because I could see JP winning. I don't see Cole winning. I could see JP winning an individual immunity, but then I could see Katrina also winning an individual immunity. So I just kind of put JP here at this episode title with 2 points. I mean, there's always, I think, the people who get episode titles, it doesn't always matter. Like, it doesn't always make sense. They just happen to say something that fits the theme of the episode. So
yeah, and a lot of times the episode titles are like super generic. They're not anything, insane. For this one, I went the complete opposite, and I put Simone. I put her at 2 points. I don't know how long she's going to last, but she's probably going to say something worthy of a title. There
you go. So that's everything. That's the whole entire prop bet game. That was so cool.
Wow. We did that in like less than half an hour.
I know. We're so quick. If we didn't have our mindless ramblings at the beginning, my goodness.
Those were fun.
Nothing fun about it. So
he feels no pain.
I feel no pain. The prop bet you can put in up until the premiere. The boot list, if you want to go enter that, you have to go enter that on the other YouTube video. The prop bet you enter on this YouTube video, please don't put them both across both videos because we will never.
We're not going to count it.
Yeah, so the prop bet goes here, the boot list goes there, and with this prop bet, you have until the premiere. With the boot list, you have until next Sunday morning, and next Sunday we're also going to be doing our fantasy draft. And I know a lot of you are probably like, are they going to do a Phantom Tribe? Will can't come back, so who's going to be the third person? Here we go. We're bringing back Vaughn.
Woo!
Everybody I hope everybody remembers Vaughn because Vaughn came on and pretty much schooled Phil and Will on our boot list game for Game Changers. He wore his Zeke shirt. He came on. He had donated to us for Kickstarter, and his donation had gotten him to come onto a podcast with us. Vaughn was great. We got really lucky with that. He let us know how lucky we got with that. And since we can't have Will and the Phantom Tribe is no fun because last year we had 3 people, why would we have 3 people this time? Figured why not go back and bring Vaughn back onto the podcast to spit some knowledge and give us more Schveltzery comments and things like that.
I used that Schvelt comment the entire season. Like Vaughn, yeah. I'm super excited for Vaughn. I wasn't podcasting then. I was just like creeping in the live chat at that point. But yeah, no, super well spoken. He's probably going to blow us out of the water again. It's going to be great.
Yeah, so that'll be like a lot of fun having Vaughn back. So that's going to be next Sunday. We're going to do our little fantasy draft. Maybe we'll snake the draft this time. I'm sure that's probably a little bit fairer. Probably should snake the draft.
I still didn't win though, even though we didn't snake it.
I won. I mean, I knew I was going to win.
No, I'm saying I didn't win, and I picked JT, and everyone told me how smart I was.
That was a great first pick. Great first pick. I'm just saying, like, of course, I knew I was going to win. It didn't matter where I picked. That's why I didn't care about the snaking or not. It also didn't matter because I had the second pick. So if you guys would have snaked it, it wouldn't have done any difference.
It doesn't change anything
every time. So that didn't matter to me. So I was totally fine with it. But yeah, that'll be fun. Get into the fantasy draft. If you haven't watched our cast assessment yet, you think you can enter these games without watching the cast assessment, you're crazy. Go watch the cast assessment. You're out of your mind. You need to watch that. Otherwise, you're not going to know how to do these. And then also that Facebook thing that Alexa brought up out of nowhere, so unexpectedly.
We had to bring it up at some point. We
got likes on the page. It worked.
We did. I got a notification. I think Giovanni Oriana just liked it. No, I actually had forgotten. I forget. Oh, when you said the iTunes, that reminded me that we created the Facebook page. We actually created it a couple months ago. We just didn't promote it because we didn't have any Phil and Alexa photos yet. But yeah, give us a like, and I guess I will tell Phil literally everything that I think about from now on.
There you go. Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, you throw me off guard. I'm not prepared. I didn't know what to do with my hands.
I thought we had a pretty good, I never know what to do with my hands, especially on this podcast. I feel like we had a pretty good rapport going on there, but now that we're dissecting it, clearly only one person thought that.
Clearly I wasn't as excited as you.
Apparently.
Apparently. So no, it's cool. I mean, I'm down with it. We hadn't really talked about we brought up these articles to each other and then we just like stopped talking about it. So it's good. You made us start talking about it again.
For the Phil and Alexa Snapchat filter coming June 2020.
June 2020. I could finally throw out my Bible that everybody needs to read, which is Dan Barry and How It All Changed.
That is a very lame title.
Thank you. Oh no, I have a way better title in mind, but you're just gonna have to wait until it actually gets released to know that. Anyway, okay. Before we continue rambling, that's it. I mean, right? I mean, do we?
Yeah. Should we do our wrap up? I feel like we're in a pretty good place.
I feel like we can do the wrap up.
Okay.
So let's talk about it, Alexa. Go wild.
All right, let's do some talking. So now that we have a Facebook page that I forgot to tell Phil about, but did tell all 32 of our active viewers about, give us a like on Facebook. We're Survivor Specialist Phil and Alexa. It's connected to our Twitter. Like we said, we're probably going to expand that more towards some writing that we have in mind. But give us a like there. Follow us on Twitter, Survivor Specialists. Tweet at us. We'll probably read a comment, maybe in the fantasy game, maybe not. Leave a comment on this video with your prop bet. Leave a comment on the previous video on for your boot list. That is the only place we will read it. Otherwise, we're not going to read it. You must have it in 1 week from today in the morning. Tweet at us. Listen to us on iTunes. Tell your friends. Tell your kids. Tell your wives. Tell your husbands. Yes. And we'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week with Vaughn, so get pumped. Vaughn's
get pumped because Vaughn is way better than either of us.
Wow, don't say that. Don't hype him up too much. You know, we don't want Vaughn to get a big head.
I mean, he was just awesome.
Really, what we should have, what you should have said. Vaughn's way better than Will. That's what you should have said. But okay, Alexa.
No, we already said our mean Will thing of the night. I think that would have been too rude to bring it up twice.
It's never too much.
I'm just never too much pain.
Never too much. All right, so I'm going to throw this up on iTunes. It'll be there. This way everybody knows you can watch it there. I won't be late on those anymore, I promise. Yeah. Okay. See you.
They'll set an alarm for it.
Yes.